Chain of command, or chain of command if you prefer. Here's one that hasn't been in the rotation for a while, and this time round I'll actually have an opponent to play against. So for this session we decided to go back to basics and do the very first scenario out of the book, the patrol. A straightforward mission. Just as described in the introduction, this game is the classic encounter in no man's land. The mission being to deny your opponent this critical ground between the main lines of defense. However, before a single shot is fired in anger, there is the patrol phase. And in this one, both sides enter the table at one single point, dicing to see which one of the three entry points they use. And these are indicated on the map before you. So you roll one die. On the result of a 1 or a 2, the patrol markers may be deployed on the table edge at point 1, on a 3 or 4 at point 2, or 5 or 6, point 3. And additionally, each player chooses whether to start the game with 3 or 4 patrol markers. And at the end of the patrol phase, both players will place 3 jump-off points on the table. Once that's all done, we have the force support, or planning phase as we like to call it, where once again we roll one die. On a 1 or a 2, both sides may select support from list 1, 3 or 4 list 2, 5 or 6 list 3. As an additional restriction, neither side may select entrenchment, static defenses, or a preliminary barrage as their choices. And the objective is simple. To win a victory, one side must force his opponent to withdraw from the table, either voluntarily or due to a reduction in his force morale, whilst keeping his own force morale at 3 or greater. If neither side achieves this, both will withdraw, neither gaining control of no man's land, and the result being a most dishonourable draw. And here we have an overhead shot of the battlefield, somewhat styled into the form vaguely resembling that of a valley, with the two most obvious landmarks being the 2 hills, and then various other hillocks and clumps of trees and tall grass and so forth. This being a map somewhat unusual for the playing style in our group, as it features no roads, no houses, essentially no artificial constructs. It's just out in the sticks. In this case, let's say somewhere in the Vercors Massif, because as usual, the only 2 sets of minis that I have suitable for this game that have been painted up and ready for presentation are my Paras, British Paratroopers, and in this case, German Panzergrenadiers, both of which will be elite, and according to the updated rules, both sides are equal in points, or force rating as it's known. So for this session, my opponent will be my good mate Barra, and we randomly determined who plays who. And so the dice have spoken. Indeed, I will play the part of the Panzergrenadiers, and Barra will play the part of the British Paratroopers. And further die rolls determine who will enter at what point on the battlefield. So the Panzergrenadiers enter the patrol phase from this point, and the British Paratroopers enter the battlefield from this point. I'll just do a quick rundown of all the various terrain pieces. So those 2 big hills do provide hard cover. If you want to traverse the hills themselves, it counts as rough going, so you can't sprint across them. The stands of trees are soft cover, or light cover as I believe it's known in this game. They're also rough going, so no sprinting through them. They do block line of sight up to 4 inches, so if the clump of trees is deeper than that, then they'll completely block line of sight at any point where it's thicker than 4 inches. The small mounds and hills are hard cover and mostly can't be travelled across. If they're low and flat enough, then they can be, so that's no problem. In other words, if the mini can stand up without too much difficulty, then it's fine to stand them up on it. Various clumps of bushes provide soft cover and can be hopped across. And lastly of note, as far as terrain goes, are the various patches of tall grass. These do not provide any cover and cannot be sprinted through. And so on to the game. And as every game of Chain of Command begins, it will be with the patrol phase, with the Panzergrenadiers taking the initiative and making the first move. Enjoy! they will be stacked like so in one spot. And I can move them up, well, one, up to 12 inches. So this is kind of awkward to film, so I will go ahead and do this. And then once it's resolved, I'll summarize. So the pre-battle minigame known as the patrol phase ended up looking like this, with obviously the Panzergrenadiers patrol markers being the ones in the foreground, and in the background with the Allied star being that, of course, of the British Paratroopers. We were both actually going for a sort of flanking position with at least one of our jump-off points, which I guess to some extent we sort of got, as here we can see the actual jump-off points themselves indicated by orange smoke markers. The bottom three being those belonging to the Panzergrenadiers, and the top three belonging to obviously the paratroopers. Yes, we have concluded the patrol phase. Our jump-off points have been placed. So the Germans, being myself, have one right there behind this hill, or hillock if you will, and then one on this actual hill, and then one behind this hill here. And the British, unfortunately, got a little bit gypped because there's one on that edge there. Could be worse though, because he does have some protecting cover as far as line of sight goes with this stand of trees, which of course will block all line of sight past 4 inches. The other one's over there on the edge, and the third one is behind that hillock. Now because this one has a simple objective of simply just chipping away at the enemy's force morale, the positioning isn't supremely important, other than, you know, obviously getting a nice crossfire. So we'll see how that turns out for both of us, because I know sometimes when I've played this I've had the better positioning at the start and it's given me a false sense of security and ended up working against me. So now on to the planning phase. So both players having a grand total of 2 points to spend weren't exactly spoilt for choice. So I, as the Panzergrenadiers, ended up purchasing a second senior officer, and Barrett decided that his paratroopers could use the aid of a medical orderly. So that's the long and the short of it. Right, so we've got our support phase over and done with a grand total of 2 points each, and no static defenses or preliminary bombardment available for selection. It made it rather quick and easy to make our choices, which are secret. So we've both written them down on a piece of paper. And so now what remains as the last pre-game preparation is just essentially working out each of the sides' force morale. So we get a +2 each as we're elite forces. So I'm using elite Panzergrenadiers. Barra's using the elite British Paratroopers. So I roll a 1. I get a +2, making it a 3, which adjusts it to a starting force morale of 9. And then the British roll for theirs 6, so you get the maximum, which is 11.
Nice. Oi, oi.
And because you have the higher force morale, you take the first action.
Okay. I'm kind of thinking... So when I deploy, I still deploy as one whole team. I just use them as 2 little ones.
Yeah, so that's where the rolling occurs. So that's what you want to do first. So roll them. So what have we got there? Oh, wow. Excellent. So those 2 6s means you get an extra phase. So you get 2 turns in a row.
Nice.
Which this early in the game isn't that exciting. But you also got 3 5s, which is excellent, because that means you get 3 pips, and the 4 activates a senior leader. And just as a...
Probably don't want to bring it out just by itself.
No, you probably don't.
Can I skip the turn, or I have to do that?
No, you don't have to. In fact, it's wise not to actually activate that and just go on to your next phase.
Next free
turn. So we have a house rule where you remove 1 die for every extra phase. So normally it would be that red one because it's crap, remember? Yep. Oh wow, another
like the same
extra
fucking
phase.
thing.
Jesus. That's 2 more pips. On there. Yep, so you almost did a full die.
So get rid of
And it's just your senior leader. Come on, chaps, what's going on?
Got a cuppa. Got a cup of tea.
And then 1 less again. Yep.
Took that one out. Come on, all 6s. No. Okay, that's something.
Okay, that's good. And now you got, wow, before I even get a go, you've got a full chain of command die. Look at that.
Which one's the 5 is the...
Yeah, the 5 is one, so bam. That's really nice. Yeah. So you've got a 1, a 2, and a 3, so that's excellent. So a 3 is bringing on a squad that also can use your junior leader, which means they can straight away come on and you can put both teams within the squad on Overwatch. So I'll let you decide where to put them. But at any rate, this is where he brought on his first section of paras. So that was done with a 3. So you have a 2 and a 1. The 1, that can bring on a sniper if you want.
I kind of like the idea of bringing a sniper on.
So Barra's decided to forego bringing on another section. Let's see where I put my first guys, I guess. But he's decided to put on one of his 2 snipers right here behind this hillock. With a pretty good overview of the battlefield. That is over. The Germans can act now. Unfortunately, unlike the super elite paras, the Panzergrenadiers only get 5 dice. So here we go. Hey, what do you know?
Oh, nice.
Magic 6s. So what that means, because there's 3 6s, is the phase returns to me at the end of this phase, but it also ends the turn. So that means that those guys there will be taken off of Overwatch.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so you might as well just do that. Oh, well, actually don't do it. It might actually matter. It probably won't. Yeah, because you can't move as soon as you deploy. And a 4 and a 1. I think I'm just going to wait out this turn, take your guys off of Overwatch, and then roll my next batch. -1 die. So next phase, lots of 6s rolled here. Okay, so 1 6 is nothing, so that just gets put aside. A 5 is a chain of command pip, so I'll set up at least one of my squads in a moment. First German deployment for the game, and one of the Panzergrenadier squads will set up like so on and behind this hill. So having a bit of an eyeball, I've come to the conclusion, and Barra agrees, that the team, the LMG team that's up on the hill, have a clear line of sight at these chaps here, but these guys over here not so much because of this hill and other intervening obstacles. So without belaboring the point, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just fire with that 1 LMG team. So there'll be 8 shots for the LMG itself because it's belt fed, it's a MG42, and then 3 riflemen at 1 shot each. Yep, so needing 6s at this range. There's a couple of hits there. So once again, it's the most favorable of conditions for you because it's long range with elites, and on top of that, it's hard cover because of the little hillock there. You want to split it up as evenly as possible. So,
because I choose...
Yeah, so what happens is roll for... Because that's like the blue section, right? Yeah. So, as you've seen here, I've marked them with little notches on the back. So because there's 2 teams, one team has 3 little notches, and the other one has 2. So roll one of those hit dice for the 2 notch 5, so that's 1 shock on them. So that was 1 shock on the LMG part of the section, and then the rifle team, oh, that's a kill. Now because the leader is attached, roll again. If you roll a 1, because there's only 1 kill, then it's the junior leader. No. So it's just a unknown soldier, as the Doors song goes.
Private S. Newman.
Yep. Newman. Okay, so that's them done. And I have another squad to bring on. And the second German squad will deploy from this jump-off point as well, behind their buddies up on this hill. Now, some of you might be wondering, what on earth are you doing, Damo? But I have a plan. A cunning plan. Alright, back to the British. Roll them bones. Oh wow, so many sixes rolled today. That is not a bad roll indeed. Because you've got an extra phase, you got 2 squads to activate. One squad with a junior leader and another pip. So the British Paras have set up behind this piece of terrain, and they're going to open fire at these German lads over here. And we've determined that one of the elements will get hard cover thanks to the hill, and the other one will get soft cover thanks to those bushes there. So on to the rolling. British opening fire with 10 shots, needing 6s. Alright, we got a hit.
It's crap.
The camera battery just died as he rolled, so I'm not sure if it came up. So here it is for reference, 1 hit. Now because there is a squad here that has obviously 2 elements, both LMG teams. One is in soft cover, one is in hard cover. It's my understanding that anytime you just have an odd die to distribute, then the player that's doing the attacking gets to choose which team that die is assigned to. So because he only got 1 hit, he's obviously going to shoot at the softer target, I'm guessing, at the soft cover there. So I actually roll that because it's a save in this game. So it's 4 or 5 is shock and 6 is a kill. So that's a shock. So here we have the next section to be activated, and he's decided to use the 3, which means that he can use the junior leader to remove a point of shock, and then with the second command initiative, jog on. And the question is, at what pace did you want to move them?
I wanted to leg it.
Really sprint? So I was saying you won't be able to sprint through that tall grass.
Yep, that's fine.
Because it's rough going.
Yep.
And so is that hillock. So you, I mean, you can run around like so.
Yep.
Or any other way. So all right, in that case, roll 3d6. Hey, not bad.
There we go. That's not bad.
So that's 11. So I'll let you work that out. This para section over here's lashed it at 3d6, getting an 11, and making an ostensible beeline towards one of the German jump-off points. If you can grab hold of that, then that won't be able to be used to deploy. And then if you've got people within 4, you can then use a die, a chain of command die, to end the turn, and then that's gone, and I'd take a huge morale hit. So that's a good idea, in fact. And the problem is that because you got that bloody pair of 6s, you might be able to get to it in time, even with 2d6.
That's why I was doing it.
Yeah. Well, I figured as much.
Yeah.
All right, and you've still got one more 2 left, which lets you deploy yet another section. Or you can just let it lay there.
I might just leave it.
Yep. Okay, so then your next roll, so just remove the 1 red die, I guess.
Come on, Papa needs a new pair of German slippers.
Okay, good. Lots of 4s kind of sucks. But that's okay.
How far can the leaders move? Or is it still...
So
9?
Yeah, so they deploy within 9. So yeah, if you were to do that, you could put him there, and then that puts him comfortably within position to start barking orders. So I will get rid of those for you.
Yep.
And then the third order, he orders them to move, so that's a 2d6, I presume.
Come on. 6s. Hey, I'm happy.
Hey, that's not bad. I think you've got it. That's 11. Ooh. Excellent start for the Paras.
The Barras.
The Barras. Look at that. Bam.
I guess I want to have them facing those guys.
So yeah, once you set that up. So Barra's going to bring on his second senior leader over here. Be mindful though that your remaining section, your LMG section here, that's waiting in reserve, will start. They'll have to make rolls. So if you want to bring them on, they'll only come on a 4+ from this point forward, unless you have an adjutant.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you keep him in reserve. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah. No, I'll take the risk.
Yep.
I like risk.
No worries. So he's there. So he's got his 3 commands. What's he going to do?
I guess first I'll tell them to shoot.
Yep. So also...
Shoot again, then shoot a third.
That's right. So unfortunately, he can't actually order the sniper to shoot.
Yeah.
The sniper can only shoot on a roll of a 1.
Okay, well I'll get this team to shoot again at least.
Yep.
Actually, no. I can't get them to just make a bit of a movement so I can
get another
rifle in.
You can, but it'll be, as I was saying, a half action, a half power. So if they normally would get, 12 shots, then we'd get 6.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just...
But at least it sets them up for, a better configuration for the next time they shoot.
No, I'll try to do as much damage as I can now.
Okay, so it'll be 10 shots again as before. Needing 6s.
Ready to see some blood.
Oh, couple 6s there. So that'll be 1 on the soft cover, 1 on the hard cover. So I'll roll the save. So I'll roll the soft cover first. So 5, that's another point of shock. And then on the hard cover, that's nothing with a 2. So they're up to 2 points of shock. Yeah, so you've got a 4, which you can't do anything with anymore, and a couple of 2s. So with one of those 2s, you can try and bring on that squad, or you can just wait. Or you could spend that die now and end the turn. It'll still go back to me, but it means that I pretty much lose a jump off point and have to make a bad things happens roll.
Wait, so right now...
So right now I...
Still...
No, that's locked down, so no one's going to appear from there, but I do have this point here. So they could run up and possibly kill these guys and reclaim it.
Okay, well I'll use my...
So if you use it now, that'll ensure that it's gone forever. Jump off point lost. I roll a d6. I got a 3. So according to the table, a 3 is a loss of -1 force morale. Just if I rolled 1 higher, it would have been 2, which is pretty bad. But yeah, that puts me down from 9 to 8. And I think that's all you're going to do, or are you going to try and bring on your other squad?
I don't know where to put them.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine. Alright, so back to me. So German phase. Let's see if we can get some revenge on those sneaky Brits. Ugh. Yuck. Those single 6s are brutal because they're just a waste of a roll.
Yeah.
I did get
a pip as well.
Pip, so I'm up to 2 pips. So that's put aside. And then I've got a 1, a 2, and a 3. So obviously I've got a whole bunch of stuff I can do over here. And it would probably be wise to bring something out here. Otherwise he's just going to waltz over and take another jump off point. Which, to be honest, I didn't expect, but when you roll so many double phases, it's hard to predict these things. Anyway, I'll be back. The Panzergrenadiers aren't going to take that jump off point being claimed by the Poms lightly. And the last of the 3 squads will deploy behind this big hill, and they'll just give them the beans with both LMG teams for a lot of shots, and they'll be unfortunately out in the open too. So I'll collect the dice and we'll see what happens to the very brave and adventurous British Paras. Right, so that big old pile of dice you see before you is what the Germans are going to be casting in the British direction. And I've decided to activate these guys with a 3 rather than a 2. So I just remembered I have the machine gewehr special rule, which lets me add another 2 dice, 1 for each command initiative. So this is all going to be at short range too.
Yep,
so I need
right.
5s.
You're going to miss this roll, you jackass.
Alright, let's go. 5. Okay, so we've got 1, 2,
See a lot of
3,
6s and 5s.
4, 5, 6, 7. That was a 6. I think that's it. So 7. Okay, so we've got 2 groups. We've got a rifle group and an LMG group. The LMG group's tiny. It only has 3 dudes, I believe. Let me just double check that. So, yeah, Bren gun. 3 crew. That's tiny. So it'll be 4 shots on the LMG team and 3 shots on the rifle team. So roll whichever one you want first. They're in the open though, so it'll be 5 or 6 is a kill and 3, 4 is a shock.
So that's 1.
So that's 1 dead and 2 shock. So if you get the thingy there. So that was on the rifle team.
Don't.
And so keep track of that. Don't remove the guy yet because it could be your leader, because then we roll for the LMG team. Okay, so that's 1 killed there and then 2 shock on them. And so because in total you've got 2 dead in that section, you now roll a die. If you get a 1 or a 2, one of those will be on your leader. No, just avoided it, so that's good. But it's essentially 1 rifleman, so I don't know.
Yep.
Whichever one. This guy?
This guy.
Well, that's...
Oh, that's the captain. So I'll go.
No, that's actually a Sten gunner.
That's good.
Which, I guess you could take him away, because he's only got a range of 12. That's the SMG, in other words.
Yeah.
But he does get more shots once he gets up close.
Yeah, but I can't really see there being much close unless...
Because you're already at -4 to movement, 4
Yeah.
inches because of that shock. I mean, that can be removed quickly once he catches up and starts barking orders.
I'll take this guy out.
So that one, and 1 of the loaders.
Private M Waterhouse.
Yep.
And Private A Ainley.
Rest in peace.
Rest in pieces.
So yeah, that was
That's...
pretty brutal.
Yep.
I've still got more actions, or more activations, should I say. Yeah, what do I do though? So what we're going to do here, being the Germans, is shift this squad away from their line of fire and move them over to there, hopefully. But I'll use 1 of the command initiatives to reduce the shock by 1. And then I'll roll 2d6. Yeah. So if you can pass me the dice tower. So 2d6, so no extra shock, but no super movement. Oh god. Yeah.
What is it? What is that? Is that like a foo bar?
Nah, it just means they can drag their feet.
Thumb up their ass.
God. Alright, so with the -1 from the shock, they literally moved 1 inch. So back to the British, with the extra die. Don't forget, the red one.
Yep.
Yep, cool. Wow, lots of 4s again, and a single 6. Okay, so...
That's 1 pip, so that goes up to 2.
Correct.
With my sniper,
Yep.
I want to shoot at your LMG guy over there.
Okay, so you can't actually specify like that.
Okay, well, shoot.
So what happens is you take a shot, as if these were in the open, which they pretty much are anyway.
Just 1?
Yeah, so it just hits on a 3+. Yeah, that's the snipers we know and love. So it goes, no one's on Overwatch, so there's no chance of him giving his position away, so that's fine.
So I guess I'll
So you got 3 4s. But that's alright. I mean, you got lots of senior leaders, so that's not that big of a waste, really.
I'm going to run this guy as close as I can, I guess. So I can...
Yep, be mindful though, if I can spot him, I can annihilate him.
So
But if you attach him, which is to say, if you put him within 4 of this squad, then he becomes attached, and then I can't isolate him. I have to roll on the table.
So I can try and leg him as close.
Yes.
Is that the only way I can really get it?
Yeah, pretty much. Now, I remember someone in the comment section mentioned something about removing shock with a senior leader if an attached unit is under fire. I'm not sure if it can be done or whether it can only be done if you're within 4, which you want to do anyway. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you can run him up to 4, oh yeah, because he's a senior officer, you can leg him the full 3d6 without worrying about shock, because obviously they ignore shock. It's only the fighting men that take the shock. So that's what he's going to do with his first activation, or his first initiative. Command initiative, I believe it's called. So he'll run. Yep, marathon man. So just belt it up. Oh wait, it's a hill. So maybe re-roll that.
So I'll just keep the 2 6s, right?
Unless you just want to like run him to there. And then that's probably not going to... Oh, there might be 4. Yeah, it's just out of 4. It's like 5 and a bit.
Can I? But I can't use another 4 to move him again, can I?
No, unfortunately not. Just if you want, just re-roll.
Okay, let's see if he can...
There you go. Why don't you roll 2 1s? That's my job. So he moves 8.
I don't know if
Still might not be enough.
No, that's even shorter than before.
Yeah. Anyway, but because you're new, I was thinking if you just get them at least down to here, at least the guys over there won't be able to shoot them. Once I activate, because as you know, you've heard me think out loud, I'm moving guys to do so.
But like, as I said, I've done what I wanted there. I've taken that position, and now I'm happy to try and retreat a bit.
Okay.
Okay, so 2d6s.
So hang on, before you decide on that, be aware that you'll get -4 to your movement.
Yep, I have to.
Which is pretty brutal, yeah. But
like if I roll 2
so 2d6 is the best you can hope for. So if you move the dice tower there, 1 inch. Beep.
Well, I guess I'm away from there, so at least they can't shoot me. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll grant you that.
Because they're 1 inch away.
Yep.
I guess I can get this guy to tell them to shoot.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll keep peppering those guys because I've already got...
Alright, so it'll be 10 again. Yeah, there you go. 2 6s. So that's
it's something at least. 1
for each. Alright, so I'll roll for the one with already the 2 pins. That's yet another pin to add to their worries. And then I'll roll for the other team with no pins. And that's nothing. Those guys are just in a bad spot. And then that's it for the British.
Yep, that's a kind of a nothing turn.
Yeah, I'm a little bit relieved, I got to be honest. I thought I would get another round of extra phases from the British and then just shoot me to oblivion.
I wish.
Now it's back to the Germans. Right, go Deutschland. Yay! I think that's the role that Barrow was dreading to see.
Yep, 2 6s, I'm not liking that.
Because that's an extra phase that these guys can use to just hammer away at these poor lads. And
that's if you want to do that.
And I got a 4 and 2 too, so that's a very, very tasty roll for the Germans right there. So the first act that the Germans will perform is bring on the senior leader here, who will order this squad to fire with the machine Gewehr special ability. So Germans with the machine Gewehr order given from their senior officer are going to roll a huge pile of dice I can barely fit in my little hand.
Hopefully you roll a pile of something.
So I need 5s and 6s.
I'm not liking those 6s.
So 1, 2, 3.
Holy shit, how many
4,
6s do you want to roll?
5, 6, 7, 8. So only one more than before, but still, that's nothing to sniff at. Now, luckily, your senior leader over here won't take any fire. Well, A, because he's out of sight, so that even if he was attached, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't matter. But B is mainly because he's unattached. So we'll do your, save for your LMG squad, that's just down to 2 dudes, or team rather.
So that's 1 kill.
So that's a kill and a shock. So we'll apply that in a sec. And then the rifle team, so that's a kill and 3 shock. Because then the open has 3 shock.
Okay, that's kind of sad.
So now I'll roll this to see on a 1 or a 2 whether it's...
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so roll again to see what actually happens. Roll low. Oh
6,
no,
of course.
that's killed. So 6 is actually not too bad. It's a light wound. So it means that this guy doesn't have 2 command initiatives.
Oh, how do we represent those?
So I've got a token which I'll apply promptly. But then what happens is... how do you work it out? Because I was going to say one of those kill results was that wound. So I guess because you're out in the open, I'll choose. So I'll take it from the rifle team. So in fact, that means then that your LMG team lose a guy, which obviously will be the loader, and take another point of shock. And then these guys take another 3 shock.
What are they on?
So they're on a total of 8.
Jeez.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now there's more shock than there are soldiers. So now they're pinned, which means they're just down for the rest of the turn.
Oh, I'm fine with that. At least it's hard to hit them.
That's true. That's very true. But they're pretty much combat ineffective.
Yeah, but they did what I wanted, so...
Yep. So on with the Germans. This squad here with the 2 pins is going to continue trudging towards that little hill. With their 2 pins means they move 2d6 minus 2. Will I roll another 2 ones?
What? Snake eyes are loving me today.
They just don't move at all. They have had enough. They haven't had their sauerkraut. They're very grumpy.
Oh, you need just daily dose of sauerkraut.
My final 2 will be assigned to this squad.
They haven't done anything this game, have they?
These guys?
No, these guys.
Yeah, they have. They opened fire at these guys. Once.
Once, okay. Yeah.
As in these guys who are pinned and with a wounded leader. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll 1d6 for movement and then they can shoot at half strength.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll do that. I'll roll, I guess, now so I get the 1 out of the way. And yeah, it is actually a 1. I'm going to burn these dice, I think. Or just give them to you. You can roll them from now on.
You do at D&D. Like...
Anyway, so I'll move them the whole inch and then I'll roll for my next phase -1 die. German extra phase, -1 die. So I roll 4. And that's not bad. Because that's another pip. I'll put that aside. And then I've got 2 4s and a 3. Which is quite alright by me because I'm going to straight away assign that 4 to the senior leader here and just do the same as I did before. So time to collect a big wad of dice again. Right, so another ton of dice coming at you. Ooh, look at that.
You definitely love rolling the 6s when you're trying to kill me.
Yeah, I know, because I get to roll lots of dice. So I'm not just rolling... See, those are probably the same 2 ones that roll for movement. So they're put aside. But this is a pretty hectic roll right here. Look at that. That's pretty... Cause that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
That's 5 each.
Yeah, 5 each. So I'll let you roll them in groups of 5 again.
So I guess start with the rifleman.
So rifleman, yep. Okay, so now it's so that's a kill still. That's a pin or shock as it's called in this. Okay, and then 5 for the other chaps. Okay, so there's 2 more shock on them. So roll another d6 to see if the leaders hit again. Nope. So you lose one of the guys here. So you got Sten Gunner and 3 rifles.
I guess from now, yeah, I'll take the this guy. So
alright.
Captain D, Tenant.
And that's another pin on them, and then another 1, 2 on them. So what happens is if you get double the amount of shock than there are men, then the guys go from pinned to broken and they rout.
So they try and leg it.
Yeah. You didn't roll on the bad things happen when your leader got wounded.
Oh, should I do that now?
So yeah, you want to roll that now.
Well, the bad thing did happen. He got wounded.
Exactly. So junior leader wounded. So rolling low is good for this one.
Just 1D?
Yeah, just 1D. Yep, that's fine. So that's nothing. I guess he wasn't a very beloved junior leader. What's his name? Sergeant Davidson. Alright. I think that resolves everything over here. So they're at 11 shock, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Hey. That actually does put them over double. So they're broken. I'm broken! So, I'll just quickly see what that means, because that doesn't actually come up all that often, from when I play at least. So indeed, these doughty, well not so doughty I guess, paras are broken. There's just too much fire coming in at them. I don't blame them. So they fall back away from the enemy. 6 plus 2d6 inches ignoring pins. And another, because it's 2d6.
Oh, 2d6.
Yeah. So that's 5, that's 11 inches these guys leg it away from the enemy. So I'll let you work that out. So with my second 4, I did end up using my 2 points in the support phase to buy another senior leader who I will deploy now. And he's gonna yell at these guys with the 2 pins to move their asses. But where is the question? Even he doesn't know. Actually, before he does that, so first 2 actions will be to remove those 2. Oh no, he can't do that because they're under fire. And he's
how far away is he?
Yeah, he's 6, so he's not quite attached. So never mind that. Yeah, so they'll just move. They're actually gonna move towards the source of fire that they were trying to move away from before. So
a good plan.
So here we go. Will I get my 3rd? Will this be the trifecta of double 1s?
You'll get 2 6s.
The Snake Eyes trifecta. Oh god, almost as bad. So with their grand total of 1 inch, thanks to the -2 from their shock, they're just going to move alongside this hill towards the people that are source of their pain over there. And then with my final 3, I'm going to activate their mates right next to them to also reposition somewhat favorably to deal with these guys. So I'll do that now. Do I roll 2d6 or do I roll 1d6?
That is the question.
I'm going to just roll 1d6 because I'll probably just roll a 1 anyway. I got a 3. Praise the Lord. These boys are going to move also closer to the paras over here. Moving up this hill a little bit. And open fire at half strength. Righto, so these guys here move a total of 3 inches forward and open fire at those hapless paras. I actually forgot to film, but that's my result, needing a 6, so it's just 1 hit. So You get to choose on which group.
I guess on the
Rifles,
rifleman.
yeah, because they're your bodgies.
Yeah.
So make a roll. Needing, yeah, that's nothing. Cool. So on to the British. Alrighty. That's not bad.
Okay, I can do something.
Yeah,
with
you can
that.
do a lot with that.
Okay. I think I'll start.
Well, can I just suggest something?
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
you? Because, freak rolls can occur. If someone rolls 3 6s, it's the end of the turn, and if they're still broken, then they're gone. So what you should focus on is maybe repositioning him to somewhere safer, and then just lifting as much shock off of these dudes as possible. And then maybe even bring on your medic to heal this guy.
Well, I've got enough to do that with these ones.
Yeah.
I'll still be able to do what I want with
Yeah.
these ones.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why
So I guess, yeah.
paras are awesome. They just get lots of flexibility.
So I guess I'll move this guy.
Okay, so put the 4 on him.
So I guess I want to definitely get there, so I'll sprint.
Yep.
Just to make sure.
Nice.
Yeah, that should be enough. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, use the 40.
So that'll put him out of harm's way.
Park behind here.
Yeah. Well, he can't actually enter there because that's rough going, remember?
Okay, well.
But he can go there, which is probably even better, to be honest. Okay,
So
excellent.
then I'll use.
So that's 1, and then you can use another 2.
Yep. So.
So if you want to focus on one or the other, it's up to you, or just 1 each. So what happens is, another suggestion might I add, if I keep hammering at them, sooner or later that guy's going to die, and he'll take all his shock with him. So if I was in your position, I would just focus on getting rid of all of their shock first.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah, see what happens after that. That's the great thing about having these Western-style squads, where you do have 2 teams in one section, because the Soviets don't get that. They just have one big blob, which also has its strengths. But, yeah.
Well then, yeah, I guess I'll take 2 off.
Mm-hmm.
Down to 4. And then I don't have to roll to bring the medic on, do I?
Yeah, anyone
I
that
still
wants to
do,
come on. Yeah. So because Barra's brought on both of his senior leaders, and he doesn't have an adjutant, there's a chance that his men don't come on when he wants them to. So he needs a 4+. Yep, he's fine. So the medic, he's not actually there. I'll get him for you. So Barra's going to bring on a medic.
So I'll deploy him 9 from there.
Yep.
And then I'll roll to leg him.
So he can't move, remember, once he's deployed.
Oh, okay, so he's just
So that's
standing
just
there.
what he does, but I'm not going to actually shoot him, because this is another detail of the game I like. If you shoot and kill a medic, then you have to make a force morale check, because it's just such a scummy thing to do.
Okay, cool. So that was...
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Alright, so that's him done.
Use my sniper.
Ah, yes.
I might keep trying to add pins onto
Yep.
these guys.
Alright. So need a 3.
Oh, that's the second one this sniper's rolled. That guy sucks.
He forgot to clean his rifle. Or maybe he damaged it during his para drop. Okay, so he's still got plenty of actions there, though.
I'll get this guy to do the concentrated fire
Ah, yep.
on them.
Okay, so you're going to just focus on them.
Yeah, might as well.
With the pins on them already.
Yep.
Remember, the other thing you could do is, what I would probably rather do, because you want to use concentrated fire when...
Oh, they're out in the open or something.
Well, not even, but just in a situation where it makes more sense to focus on one team rather than the other. Because as I was saying, if they die, all the pins go, or the shot goes with them. The other thing you can do is do the 5 rounds rapid to add an extra 3 shots
Okay.
to the rifle section. So that'll change.
So that would be the normal 10 plus
So there's like
3.
6 from the LMG,
So
nothing
7,
from the
8,
SMG.
9, 10.
so 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, and another 3.
So 13.
So it'll be 13. I mean, I still get to
choose, but at least, yeah.
But generally you have to do it as evenly as possible. Ah, yep. So they're in hard cover still?
Yep.
Yep, okay.
So I'll do the 5 rapid, whatever it's called.
And it's long range, or are they within 18? So 18's a Slappy's length.
Oh, they're definitely out of Slappy's.
Okay, so yeah. So needing 6s still. That's the problem with having 2 elite armies, is you just... It's so hard to actually take out. Oh, you got a hit there, though.
1.
Okay. And so because it's just 1, as I was saying, any odd shots, the defender gets to choose, unless there's people in mixed cover. So if there's someone out of cover and someone in cover, then you get to choose.
Oh, okay.
So I'll put it obviously on the other team. So I'll roll. So that's nothing with a 2, so they're fine.
Great.
And then what have you got left? You got 2 3s.
Try and bring these guys on.
Yep. So that'll require a roll. So you might as well roll that die.
So 4 plus.
4 plus. Yep.
Hey, there we go.
Awesome. So they've deployed there, the final of the 3 para sections. This is the heavy hitting one with 2 LMGs, by the way. So that's where they are. I'm guessing they're going to open fire at something.
I'll shoot at these guys because they seem to be out in the open.
Yep. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say, as usual.
Like that front team, but
yeah.
The back team, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll just be the 2 LMGs firing at the German squad here. So that's 12 shots, needing 6s. There's a couple hits there. So one will be on the open team with no cover. Oops. Yeah, that'll count. So that's a point of shock. And the other will be on the guys behind hard cover. And that's a point of shock. So 1 each. The final activation will be this poor section here. Can't do much because they're broken and pinned. But there is still a wounded junior leader who can, I believe, remove 1 shock, which he'll do from this team here. And then it's back to the Germans. Deutschland! That abhorrent, disgusting single 6 that no one wants to see. It's like a canker sore. I do have a 1, which isn't very exciting for me. I got 2 4s, which is exciting, and a 3. So let's start with the 4s. Use the 4s. First action will be for the senior leader to keep yelling at these guys to machine gewehr these guys over here to death and finish the job. So there'll be 3 behind cover as I'll be shooting across this stony hill, and 2 way out in the open because they're in the open. So that'll be a ton of dice that I will collect and roll presently. Okay, so rolling, needing 6s. Yep, bunch of 6s as usual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 seems to be my lucky number here. So yeah, because there's 2 different types of cover being dealt with here, I'm going to put 4 shots on the dudes that are out, and then 3 shots that are dudes that have got the hard cover. So roll for the hard cover dudes first.
So 1.
So that is, yeah, 1 shock on them. And then roll the 4 here for the guys that are in light cover. So that's another shock on them. Yeah, it's not too bad.
It could be.
Well, that's the thing, they're elites. It's long range, and they're no longer in the open. So it gets harder and harder, obviously, to mess them up. But that's fine. You keep taking off the shock, I keep adding it on. So that's him done. I have another 4, which I will use to activate this senior leader. So the senior leader's going to move. So what's that? 6. So the second senior leader is going to move right up to that hill. He's attached to that squad. And with his other 2 command initiatives, he's going to remove the 2 shock. I believe that is all legit. If not, obviously tell me in the comments. And then I have a 3, which I can then use to activate them again. But will I? I don't think that's worth it, because these guys are already in position to blast. And according to my calculations, they should do 20 dice worth of damage. So that's far more, I think, useful with what I have. I still can activate one of these sections with that 1.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the teams rather, not sections. So that's what I'll do. So I'll start with the 3 here, shooting at that group over there. Obviously in hard cover as well, and long range. So 20 shots, needing 6s. Yep, a few shots. Not the lucky 7 this time, but I'll take that. So that's 3.
So I'll do 2 on the rifle and 1 on the LMG.
Sounds good. Alright, so roll the 2 for the rifles. So that's nothing. And then 1 on the LMG. That's nothing.
Nice.
Pew pew! And yeah, and then I can activate one of the teams here, which I think I will do to fan them out. So specifying what kind of move that half squad will take, we'll be moving 1d6 and opening fire at half strength. So here comes the movement roll. Hey, it's not a 1 for once, 5. I actually might be able to get a bunch of them into a favorable position. So with that roll of 5 inches, I managed to get that LMG, not section, team to a position like so. And they're going to open fire at half strength at those guys over there. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, plus another 8. So that's 11. So that'll be 5 shots. Rounding down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitting 6s again. Ooh, I got 1. So you get to choose which one this goes on.
I guess rifle.
Yep. Nothing. Okay, and that's the Germans done. Back to the British. Alright, make your auto roll. Ooh, a couple of pips. Yeah, you got enough there for all your squads. That's not a bad roll. No senior leaders, which kind of sucks for your broken section. But them's the breaks.
So I've got 4 pips now.
Well, you lapped me. Still haven't gotten a whole die yet. But I have very little luck with the actual chain of command dice.
So what are the 2s again?
So the 2s is a squad, but without the benefit of the junior leader's abilities. Like
can I put them together to make a 4?
Yes, you can. Yep.
So I might do that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will start taking more pips off them.
Excellent. And that's what you're using the senior leader for there?
Yep.
Alright, awesome. So that can take another 3 off.
So I'll take it.
Awesome.
3 of them.
So that's got them down to 1, which makes for a total of 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dudes. So you still need to get rid of a few more, because you want to get under the number of guys. And then they'll be no longer broken, but they'll still be pinned until the end of the turn.
Yeah, I'll go with these guys and just blast at these guys now, since they're the... Well, I guess they're in the open.
Yep. Are they though? There's those bushes there.
Oh yeah, that would be in soft cover.
See those guys? Yeah.
Yeah, so they're in soft cover. And I guess I've been peppering them all game, so I might as well keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You haven't killed one, you've just been sketching them out with lots of shots.
I don't think I've killed any of you, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
You've killed like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of mine.
Yeah. Well, it's because you did that big, balls of brass move here. That did pay off, but yeah. it did put them in a sketchy
I'll
position.
shoot at these guys. And that was, what, 6,
Well, that's
7,
6.
8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And I'll do the one where I get 3 more shots.
2 more.
2 more.
Because it's with a 3. Activated with a 3, which means it's the junior leader. So
yep.
it's another 2.
So I'll get 12.
So that's 5 rounds rapid.
Oh, perfect.
12 shots.
So 12 6s.
Yes.
That's what I'm aiming for. Anything less than that and I will be disappointed.
And you'll flip the table. Hey, couple there.
2 6. Oh, fuck, look at all those 2s. Like.
I know.
Yeah, so I guess 1 each.
Yes, so I will roll. So these are the guys in hard cover, I guess.
So then.
Yeah, the one squished up against the hill over there. So that's nothing actually. So you need 5 for a shock and 6 for a kill. And the guys in the soft cover because it's a combination of the tree and the bushes. And oh, there's your first kill.
Yes.
Is it the leader? No. But you managed to kill a dude. So it's in this group here.
Yeah, I think it's one of your loaders.
No, because what happens is, see, the Germans, unlike you, only have 1 extra crew for the gun. And if I'm down to just 1 man, just like in bolt action, he suffers, and I will lose 3 shots. Because you've got magazine-fed ones, if the same comes to you, you only lose 2 shots, I believe. Because belt-fed guns are more fiddly. So we've got this LMG section here, all the way back, firing at these chaps over here. And it'll be 12 shots.
So another 12 6s?
Needing 6s. Whoa,
there we go. That's
jeez.
a bit better.
Ouch. That's very scary. But luckily I've got 2 groups. And it's an equal roll, so I'll do the 2 in the open to get out of the way. So that's 2 points of shock.
Nice.
So that's bam, bam. Oops, not 10. 3.
No, 10's fine.
And then the 2 shots against the guys in the cover. Oh wow, I got a kill.
Nice.
And is it the leader? No, almost. Oh, another kill though. So I'll just, I guess, get rid of that guy. Back to the Germans. Oh god, that 6 just won't go away. And a couple of 1s, a 2 and a 5, so pretty miserable roll for me. But I'll see what I can do with it. So with what I have at my disposal, I think I'm just going to keep applying pressure to those lads over there.
Don't.
With these dudes. They won't get the machine gewehr bonus. And I've got a whole bunch of shock on them. So every 2 shock actually reduces my shots by 1. So I got 4, so I lose 2 shots. So I've also lost men. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, and 20 minus 2. So I got 18 shots. That's still more than those guys are putting out though. Alright, so I'll collect the dice and roll. Hey, that's what I like to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots.
3 on the LMG.
Okay, so that's heavy cover, or hard cover. So that's just 1 shock on him. So that puts him up to 7. And then the other 2 is on the other, of the rifle. Nothing.
Nothing.
Awesome.
Okay,
Not too bad. So we've got this squad here on top of the hill, continuing their fire at those lads over there that have basically been blessed by Winston Churchill or something, because I've been getting a lot of hits, just no injuries or shock. Here we go.
Queen Mother's looking after them.
So, not as many hits, but still 3.
See, I'm liking all those 1s, but...
No, I'm sure.
So I'll just.
So I guess rifle get the 2, and then LMG gets the 1 as usual.
Yeah. So I'll do the LMG first.
Yep. So that's nothing.
Nothing, and then the rifles.
Yep. Nothing.
Nothing.
Again.
Yep.
Very nice.
The
All right.
Queen Mother's looking over him.
Back to the Brits.
Yep.
Okay, so British auto roll. Hey, you got a single 6. I hate that die. I'm glad it's just not me rolling it all the time. So a couple of 4s, couple of 1s.
The 4s are what I need.
Yeah.
The ones are good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I guess I'll start with the 4s. I'll just keep taking this down. So 1 here. So that's down to 0.
Yep.
And then 7, 6, 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's doing his job. And then you can use one of those orders to move that medic to heal.
Oh yeah, the 1.
Yeah, I'll have to just quickly check on how that actually works. Recording movement for the British medic. So sprinting along.
So 13.
13, I'd say that would get him to close enough to touch bases, literally. Okay.
So he just has to stay there for like a whole round.
So next action for the British will be to activate the senior leader over there.
Yep.
And just doing the 5 rounds rapid again.
Yep, might as well. So that's another.
So that should be 13.
Yep. 13.
Let me just double check. 6. That's a SMG there. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 13. Because the other guy's behind them.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Oh my god.
Oh, there we go.
Who's he? Sorry, who are they shooting at? The same dudes as before?
These guys.
Oh, those guys now. Okay.
Well, that's what I was shooting last time, so. See, 5s were good. That would have been nice, but. So that's 5.
Okay. So after doing a little bit of eyeballing, we've worked out that most of them are in hardcover over here, but there is a group of these 3 that are in the open essentially. So we'll split up the damage that way. So there's 5 hits in total. So this will be 3 of those 5 saving on hardcover. So that's nothing. And then the 2 shots that's left over in the open. So that's a kill and a shock.
Nice.
Yeah, almost forgot. Got to check for the leader. Oh,
Nice.
It's the leader.
Take that, Fritz.
So what happens to the leader? Oh no, I think that's a leader killed.
Hey.
Let me double check. Yeah, a shot right between the eyes from some crack shot from the British section. That's a bad thing's happened because it's a junior leader dead.
Rolled low or roll high? What's a
6. I think that's bad for this.
Ooh, that's good.
So junior leader killed -2. So that puts me down to 6 compared to the force morale of 11 for the British. So it's looking good for them, even though I've technically killed more guys.
Okay, well let's see if this sniper. Okay, well first, I might keep putting pins on these guys.
Okay.
Let's see if he can do more than a 1.
Though before you roll, he has a pretty good chance of knocking out the leader in this squad too.
Oh, is that guy the leader?
Because I've still got one there. Well, he killed the one in this squad just now, but the sniper might be able to take him, and that's another bad things happens roll.
Yep.
So that's what I would do anyway.
Yep, I'll do that then.
Yep. So 3+. This guy's pretty shit though. Hey, he actually hit.
There we go.
All right. So with snipers, all shots count as being in the open. So
do you roll or do I?
So I roll. Any shock result is doubled. So instead of taking 1, I take 2.
Okay.
And any kill result.
You died twice.
No, basically you kill the leader on a 1 or a 2 instead of just a 1.
Okay.
So here we go. No, that's nothing. 2's nothing. You suck. And then back to the Germans.
Yep.
Alright, so while we were poring over the rules here, I realized that when a section breaks, they make a bad things happens roll. So roll on that, because these guys, when they broke, didn't check for that, I'm pretty sure. 6, so that's
the good one, isn't it?
That's the bad one. So you lose 2. Alright, time to roll some dice. Oh my god, another single 6. So it's not as bad for you because you got that one extra die to kind of eat it, but
yeah,
it's kind of a big deal. But there's another pip. Crawling my way up, now at 5 pips. So first action for the Germans will be to activate the senior leader over here by combining the 3 and the 1, because he's going to use, let's say, all 3 command initiatives to get rid of these 3 points of shock, because that's a lot of shock. That's a lot of shock!
That's a lot of shock!
And then, unfortunately, because I roll so poo, I'm going to use my last die, the 2, to activate, I guess, these guys? I'm having a lot more luck shooting at them. Well, when I say them, I'm pointing at those guys. And they're almost unbroken. So if there's a lucky... If I can get another pip, I can end the turn and then they'll break and rout. Well, they're already broken, but they'll rout, and then that'll be that. And then that's a big one. Routing squads is bad news. So I'm just going to keep shooting at them.
Bad news bears.
So that'll be 20 shots, because the 1 shock doesn't count. I need 2 to remove a die. So needing 6s. I don't think that's... Oh no, there they are. There's a couple. So 3. Yep. So 3 on these guys here. So as usual.
Yeah, 2 on the rifle, the riffle.
Hang on. So you're saying 2 on the rifle?
Zwei on the rifle.
Okay, so that's just light cover. Oh my god!
Nice.
See, rolling low is good sometimes.
And then the LMG.
Hey, there we go, he's killed. So he gets a bullet in his stupid head, but it takes 5 shock with him.
It's a bullet in the head.
So he's gone.
Oh, F. Heinz. And they're not going to be making any good, like, baked beans anytime soon.
Well, I turned his skull into baked beans. So now that's team wiped out. Yeah, team. So roll on the bad things happens roll. Roll high. Yeah, nice.
So that's 2.
No, it's only 1. Because if they break, if you roll a 6, it's 2. So you only lose 1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's moving down.
It's definitely moving down.
It's a close fight. Like, I can't say that I feel super confident, especially when you grab this. So it's good. It's good, because this game can get pretty one-sided pretty quickly from past experience. Well, that's it for the Germans, so it's back to the British. Okie dokie. So the British.
2 pips.
2 pips. Oh no.
Up to 6.
Yes.
I've got another die. Oh, we've got 2.
That's a full chain of command die for the British. 2 4s, a 3, and a 2.
So I guess I'll start. So I'll just keep trying to pepper these guys. Well, I guess no, these guys are in the O. I'll pepper these guys.
Okay. So firing at this squad right here, half of which are in hard cover, half of which are in soft cover. Using the 5 rounds rapid, so that'll be 13 shots, needing 6s. 1 hit. So because it's just 1, I'll just put it on the hard cover dudes. And it's a 1. So that's kind of what I've been doing to that squad.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on, so they're done.
See, I just don't know if there's any point to move these guys up, because if I move them here, that doesn't give that much more.
Like I was saying, because the range is unlimited for most weapons,
you can just sit there.
It's just not worth it, because moving means you're not firing.
Yeah.
And you're also quite honestly possibly going to put yourself in a worse position cover-wise.
So I'll just keep shooting at those.
So they will shoot at these guys here, which once again is a mixture of people in the open and behind hard cover. So 12 shots from the 2 LMGs. Ooh.
Oh, that's a bit better. Oh, see, look how many 5s.
I know.
If they were all 6s.
Well, if you can get to within 18, that's a long way to go. 'Cause that's only a slappy's length, but that's still 3 hits. So because it's mixed cover, you get to decide where to put the extra die. So obviously on the open dudes, right?
Yeah, because it'd be easier to kill them.
Exactly. So that's what it's supposed to reflect, by the way. That you're shooting for the easier target. So I'll roll for them first. So that's 2 hits. So that's a kill and a shock.
Nice.
Still got
roll to see if it's your...
Still got the leader, but we'll still roll before we do that because you could get another kill. That could increase the chance. So the dude's behind the hard cover. So that's nothing. So I'll roll to see if it's my leader that's hit. No, it's a 6. He's fine. But I lose a guy and get a shock on the team in the open. Barra's going to use the medic to patch up the flesh wound.
So I don't have to roll, it just automatically happens?
Yeah, it just happens, and then
cool.
we'll replace that wound marker.
Swiss come and help out.
That's right. So German roll. There we go. Haven't seen a double phase in a while, or extra phase as it were.
So yeah, now I think there's going to be some more bloodshed.
A couple of 1s and a 2.
I guess you can put them together and make a 4.
Yeah. Put these 2s together to activate that squad, because now that I know I'm going to have the next turn, I can just spend this phase repositioning them.
Mm.
So I get more fire on those bozos over there. These guys are pretty happy where they are.
I wouldn't be, but I guess they're...
So I think I'll put a 2 on them. And that's all my dice. So nice and quick. So I'll sort that out. Well, actually, I'll open fire with these guys first. Germans needing 6s to hit. So not fantastic. So 1,
2.
2. So I guess this is on the rifles.
Yep, rifle.
Nothing. And then
And the other...
the LMG,
Nothing.
even less. The second action will just be repositioning that squad there. I could be cheeky about it, in fact, and do it like that. So that they fire at full strength, and these guys reposition and then fire at half strength. I'm pretty sure that's all legit. But I don't think I will, because yeah, I still think that that's too narrow a gap, and if I move guys like to there, they'll get in the way of other people. So I'm just gonna do it as I said before. Yes, I should roll for the movement. So I'll do it for the entire squad. Just 1 die and then fire at half strength. So please don't roll a 1.
Of course.
So that whole inch that they move sets them up like so. And with the halved firepower, they still get to shoot off 9 rounds. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Needing 6s still, I believe, because that's longer than a slappy's length. Probably don't need to measure.
As big as a bread basket.
1 hit. So I guess on the rifles, as usual.
Let's see what happens to the rifles.
Die. Yay, it's
Hey.
a death. Nice. Check it, see if it's the leader. It's a 1. No, it's not.
It's 6 liters. I guess I'll fuck this guy off.
Yeah.
Let's.
Barry Letts. Yeah, and that's it. But I get to act again because I rolled those 2 6s.
Double 6.
So Barry's just going to stand around watching me grind him slowly down.
Well, I guess I did it to you earlier.
That is true.
Kind of. Not as rudely as you're doing it to me right now, but...
How rude. So here we go. There's that accursed single 6.
But 2 4s and a 5.
Got 2 4s and a 5.
You got your 6.
And I got my 6. Not that it matters anymore because, well, it does matter. It's nice to have, but I was hoping on saving it for these guys to break them completely and make them rout. Remember, my senior leader here, he can activate them and them. And he's still got 1 more up his sleeve, so he can get rid of that pin. So that's what he's going to do. So I'm going to place that on him. So you removed one, and the second command initiative we'll use on these guys here to shoot. So I'll do that. Eating sixes, come on. Yeah. So that's just 2.
Dos.
Lots and lots of 5s though. Look at all those 5s.
Yeah, see, like...
I was in close range.
Yeah. I guess first the riffle.
Yes.
5, that's a pin.
That's a shock on them.
Shock to the system.
I'm sure that's what they would be singing as they're getting shot. And then the LMG team. Hey, it's a kill. Is it the leader? Finally, my guys have got a bead on yours. No, it's not. So it's just...
I guess I'll get rid of one of the...
Yep.
Like, because they're both pretty much the same.
They're the same, yeah. They're just crew with no guns.
They're nobodies.
Nobody's. And then his third and final...
No, I thought you took...
Yeah, so that was the first one. And the second one, and then he's got 3, so the third and final one will be on them. And he's going to order them to, once again, move D6 and shoot at half strength. I'll never learn. I'll never learn. And here we go. There we go. That's the number I wanted. So I'll move them and then roll to fire once they're in position. So now these guys have repositioned. They have a nice little skirmish line there to fire at those guys. Still ensconced in their hard cover. But I get 20 shots halved, so that's 10 shots. Still long range though. Needing 6s. 2 hits. As usual. Seems to be the going rate. So 1 on the rifles.
Yep.
Nothing. And then 1 on the LMG. Nothing.
Nice.
Oh wait, I'm not done yet. I've still got 1 more 4, which is over here.
Not done.
So this will be easy. 1, 2, shock gone from him. And then I might try and move these guys away from those psychos firing over there. Problem is though, these guys, they're still pinned. So that's good. So I'll try and move them. So I'll just roll the big die here. 2 inches. So moving painfully behind this hill at 2 inches. They only fire 8 shots at these pinned fellas over here that have cleared themselves of shock, but it's still the same turn, so they don't unpin. So I'll use that to my advantage. Put some pins on them, or not.
Nice.
And that's it for the Germans.
That's what I like to see.
Alright, so British. Alright, so as I was saying, that red 6 doesn't count.
Okay,
for an extra phase.
So that's...
So yeah, that's 2 poo dice, unfortunately.
So I got 2 more.
Wow, cranking the pips. So up to 1 die and 2 pips. And the Germans are at 1 die. Chain of command die, that is. The British first activation will be that guy.
Yep,
doing
that guy.
5 rounds rapid. I'm guessing it'll be the usual 13 shots.
Well... Yeah, well, I can't move this guy in here and still...
You can, but as I was saying...
Half.
Yeah, you'll halve the entire thingy. It might be worth it,
yeah.
just... But wait, roll.
I just want to move.
Because you might only roll a 1 like I've been doing, and you might not get there. Okay, no, that's fine.
Alright. Two
6s. So same as before, I'd say like this group is in hard cover, that's in soft cover.
Yep.
So
it's just 1 each.
Yeah, 1 each. So do the soft cover. That's nothing. And do the hard cover. That's even less. Alright, so next 4. Just your junior leaders can activate on a 3 or a 4. Yeah.
Oh.
And if you roll a 4, they also get the extra point of initiative.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so you haven't been doing that this whole time. So yeah, they actually can activate on a 4, and he's got 3 command initiative, so he can do his rapid fire thingy, but not really, because you've only got the 2.
Yeah. So I'll just keep...
But you know what you could do? You could shoot at these guys, and instead of splitting it up, when I say these guys, I should point at them with the camera. Normally you would shoot and the one team behind the hardcover would get that bonus. But now that you've only got the 2 LMGs firing, you can use that concentrated fire thing. Remember? You looked at it before briefly.
Oh, yeah.
So instead, everything goes on the guys in the open here. So that's what I would do. Because the 5 rounds rapid only works on riflemen. And currently you don't have any riflemen that can I don't think there's even any riflemen in that. No, there's not. It's just all loaders and SMG dudes and that one sniper.
I might try something different.
Okay. Different's always fun.
I'm going to try and leg it.
With those guys?
Yep. So run.
So what you can do now is leg it, get your 2 shock, and then get rid of it immediately because you'll have another 2 command initiatives up your sleeve.
Nice.
Not bad.
So 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so I'm fine. I'll just move them here.
Mm-hmm. And then get rid of the shock from running.
Shock.
And then it's me. Back to the Germans. And there's that wretched 6 as per usual, my old friend. Another pip to add. So if you could fetch one of those dice for me, that'd be great. And then I got a 4 and 2 2s. 2 2. Yeah, so that senior leader, I'm going to activate with the 4, obviously. And he's going to order this squad to move and fire. Get them all behind that piece of cover. Alright, that's what I'm going to do.
1 inch at a time.
Alright, so here we go. Hey, it's not a 1, I'm happy. It's a 4. So I'll move these guys 4 inches and then open fire. All of these fellas here are comfortably behind cover, and they're going to shoot at them. So as we've worked out, the rifles are just in a conga line of basically open, no cover, but the LMG team and its crew, or the LMG crew and the squad leader, they're in hard cover because of various rock formations, etc. So as it stands, I still get, what did I say, 11 shots with the machine gewehr bonus. So yeah, needing 6s.
Do your worst.
So just 2 hits. So roll on the rifles first, I guess. So these are the guys in the open, so roll nice and high. Yeah, that's a dead. See if it's the, wait, or before we check for the leader, see, roll for the other group, which is hard cover. LMGs, that's nothing, yeah. So roll D6 again, see if it's the leader. No, it's not. So it's just one of the riflemen.
See, Chibnall.
Chibnall. So that's these guys done. And then with my other couple of, 2s, I'll activate them separately. So no special business, just straight up stand and fire. So we'll start with this one here, which I'll work out the number of dice. It should be 20. So we've got Hill Germans, 20 shots, needing 6s. There we go, there's a few. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the LMG team.
So I'll do 2 on the LMG.
Yep. So nothing as usual. And the rifles. Yeah, that's nothing. Alright, and then the second squad here. Same deal. I think that should be 20. So it's 8, 9, 10. And then 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so 20 from them as well. Operating a camera and rolling dice shouldn't be this difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, that was a bit better than before.
Bit better. So you get to choose, I guess it'll be 3 on the rifles and 2 on the LMG.
Yeah, I guess we'll keep it like that. So rifles first.
So that's just 1 shock on the rifles.
So they're on 2 now.
Yep. And nothing. So, dear viewer, it is at this point that the night wore on and we grew immensely tired because we'd been playing for many hours. So we decided to call it quits for the time being and continue the next day, which we did. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to split up the video into 2 parts to make it a little bit more digestible. So, I hope that tides you over until the next part, which will be the conclusion to this battle, this skirmish between the Germans and the British, revealing who will be the victor between the 2 combatants. Until then, thanks for watching, and farewell.